witch's tale. The fascination of the eerie, weird, blood-chilling tales told by Old Nancy, Witch of Salem, and Satan, her wise black cat. They are waiting for you now.
Meow. 116-year-old I be today. Yes, sir, 116-year-old Satan. Now that you and I have had our customary sweet evening walk through the sweet cheerful graveyard, we're all set to tell folks our customary sweet bedtime story. Now tell these folks to douse their lights, and we'll get right down to business. That's it. Make it nice and dark. Draw up to the fire, gaze into the embers, gaze into them deep, and soon you'll see inside a big, old, handsome house in little old merry England. That begins our story we call The Devil Doctor. The Devil Doctor! Dad! Oh, Dad!
Yes?
Will you and Stanley come in? Mr. Roberts is here.
Well, I'll be with you in a minute.
It's awfully good of you to come over, Mr. Roberts.
Oh, not at all, Miss Douglas. Before I had received your father's message asking me to call, I had already determined to drop in and bid you welcome to Hartley Manor.
It's a very trivial matter all Dad wishes to see you about. Won't you sit down?
Well, thank you. I suppose you're very happy to finally be on your new home.
I'm sure we will be, but we have hardly had time to become acquainted with it yet.
I see the decorators have made quite a few changes.
Yes, Dad bought this delightful place because it was so old and rich in tradition, then immediately decided to modernize it.
Yes.
I'm sure you don't approve.
I might confess to a slight dismay.
That will be the reaction of our other neighbors, I imagine. They undoubtedly consider it bad that Americans have to live in this historic landmark. I hope the liberties Dad is taking with it don't add to their resentment.
I'd like to be around when they resent it.
Dad, I didn't hear you and Stanley come in. This is the Reverend Mr. Roberts.
Oh, how are you? I'm glad you could come over. Yes, thank you, Mr. Douglas. You know, this girl of mine egged me into buying this place, but ever since I planned down a cool $500,000 for it, she's been picking apart the improvements I've made.
If you wouldn't try to change things too much, Dad.
Change is what makes the world go round, little lady. Excuse me, you haven't met my future son-in-law, Stanley Davis. Stan, this is Mr. Roberts, head man at the local church.
How do you do?
Sit down, everybody, sit down. Now, before wasting any time on small talk, Roberts, I'm going to tell you why I sent you that message to come over here. Well, good, sir. When I pay for anything, I expect my money's worth, and I paid for something in this house that isn't here. What do you mean, sir?
The solicitors told Dad that as you were extremely familiar with the history of this house, you might help him in his search.
Your search? Your search for what exactly? An ancestor.
An ancestor?
Yeah. I've been cheated. I was told in the art gallery there were 106 life-size oil paintings of the Desaract family, whose estate this used to be. But there's only 105, which makes one ancestor missing. I see, sir. The 106th portrait isn't really missing at all, Mr. Douglas. It is hidden beneath a secret panel in this very room.
A secret panel?
Wait. The idea of hiding my picture in this room? Why, Roberts, why? It was hidden over 300 years ago, Mr. Douglas, just after its subject died. But why? Because Burton de Caseract, whose likeness it is, had placed a horrible blot on his noble family name. He was one of the most infamous monsters that ever lived. What did he do? Allow me to show you his hidden portrait first. It will make the story more believable. The country people hereabout call him the Devil Doctor.
The Devil Doctor?
Yes, the Devil Doctor. Now let me see. The spring is hidden somewhere in the beaded molding on the side. Ah, there. I've found it. Look.
Oh, good Lord!
Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle. The 106th portrait is rather startling, is it not?
Phew. For a moment, it seemed he walked right on out of the canvas.
Darned if I didn't have the same feeling the first time I saw it.
I'm glad he's painted there. I've never seen such an evil face.
All except the eyes. They're as dead and as emotionless as a fish.
Yes, but that only adds to its frightful ugliness. Please, close the panel again, Mr. Roberts.
Well, I don't know anything about art, but whoever painted that knew his business.
It's generally believed in this neighborhood the artist was Lucifer himself.
You mean the devil?
Now that's a new one, Roberts. According to tradition, that is not only a portrait. It is of a second body that Burton de Cassaract will return to and wear one day if he's able.
Second body?
Well, the evil Burton de Cassaract was an alchemist, a delver in black magic. Above all, a Satanist.
You mean?
Yes. Instead of God, he worshipped the Prince of Darkness.
No.
And in a certain vault below this house was often celebrated the most infamous of ceremonies, the Black Mass.
I've heard of it.
So have I.
Yes, so have I. It's a horrible perversion of the true mass, and it's often in the honor of the devil.
All right, all you. Are you kidding me here with this? Are you kidding me? Unfortunately, Mr. Douglas, we are stating an awful truth. Burton was finally accused of witchcraft and arrested. In the vault I have alluded to, an unholy altar was found in hideous parodies of sacred images and vessels. In the pit beneath the stone floor were discovered the bones of nearly 100 human beings.
Oh, he was executed, of course.
No, he cheated the noble punishment by committing suicide. Then, according to the story, the people who had so long feared him rose in arms and demanded his body. They wished to burn it, fire being considered the only way to completely destroy an evil spirit. His relatives smuggled his remains from prison and buried them here, on the grounds of this estate. A bishop of the church attended and sealed each corner of his tomb with a holy cross. Well, that's the craziest thing that I've ever heard. It happened here 150 plus 150 years ago, Mr. Douglas, in a very superstitious age. Say, where's this vault where the old boy did his dirty work, anyway? It's below the east turret, sir. East, so that direction, that way? Yes, Burton's heir had the chamber bricked up, and so it has remained until this very day. Oh, well, until yesterday, you mean. What? I beg your pardon. Well, I told you I was going to change things all around here. I went down into the cellar yesterday, and I saw that old bricked-up doorway there, but I had the decorator men tear it right out, and I've used the room to store their packing cases. Isn't that wonderful? The vault has been opened? I just told you what the decorators have done. I explained it to you. They are from London and unfamiliar with this story, Mr. Douglas. If this becomes known around here, half the countryside will be thrown into chaos and panic.
You mean?
Yes, I mean that the legend of the Devil Doctor is a living truth to the people of this region. I beg that you have the door sealed at once, sir. Well, why? Why would I do that? I just told you the beliefs about the portrait of the people. Oh, yes. You mean that, old Burton de Casseract's gonna return to life and all that? Yes. If he's able, he will have rendered his spirit a service by unbarring the way to his tomb.
His tomb!
Yes, his tomb. For below the vault where he is buried, his victims, Burton himself, was buried alive.
His body is in that room.
Yes, it's buried in solid masonry. Well, by golly, it's beneath the center of the floor, so I remember seeing 4 metal crosses on the corners of that big slab, and I was wondering, what does that mean, huh? What does that mean?
Oh, I want to see it.
Yeah.
So do I.
Now that I know what everything's all about, I would like another look at it myself. Come on, Roberts, let's go down there together. Yes, I would very much like to see it with mine own eyes. Come on, let's go, everyone. The stairs are just down this hallway.
You don't have to tell me, Mr. Roberts. Dad, he knows this house better than any of us.
Yes, I'm afraid I do. And that is the reason, Mr. Douglas, I request that you seal the vault again. Say, if you weren't a preacher, I'd say you take this stuff about the devil doctor pretty seriously, don't you? As a preacher, I accept the Bible as a word of God, and the whole of it bears many testimonies that evil powers exist that are dangerous to men. Yes, well, here's the cellar door. So, Edith, do you need any help down these stairs? Stanley, they're steep, and they are kind of carpeted with dust.
You see how useless it is any attempt to convince my father of anything, Mr. Roberts. Ha ha! He won't even believe the man I'm going to marry will assist me down the stairs unless he's told.
Speaking of convincing me, none will ever make me believe there is any truth in superstition. The vault's over this way.
I haven't been down here before.
Neither have I, and after hearing Mr. Roberts' story, I shan't make a habit of it.
Mr. Roberts, since it's believed that that portrait is a creation of infernal magic, why was it never destroyed?
Because there is a further tradition that whoever harms it will be destroyed themselves. Oh, rot. Now, here's the vault just ahead. Your men didn't break through the doorway, did they?
What?
No, that wasn't necessary. When they tore out the bricks that covered it, the door was just standing wide open on its own. It was left open? Yeah. Strange. In the ancient record, it is said that all of the inner doors were closed and locked. Yes, well, mind these packing cases as you come in. That's the reason for the room. And you're liable to snag your clothes on the bent nail over there, so be very careful.
And the shavings are strewn everywhere.
Well, I saw the crosses just there and against the big crate standing now there. Come on, Stan. We'll push this out of the way.
Yes, sir.
Ready? All right, wait.
Yep.
Let's go. Wait. Come on. Let's push.
Box must weigh a ton.
Edith's concert grand piano was crafted in that box. That's why we keep it.
This would be the crate we had to move.
Yes.
I see a metal crucifix.
Yes, there. It's connected the slab to the floor itself beneath.
Where are the others?
One should be right here if they were placed at all 4 corners.
But there isn't one.
There are none on these sides either. There we are. Wait, look on the side there. I swear they were there yesterday.
Dad, you and Stan tore them away with that heavy case.
I guess you're right. Well, Mr. Roberts, if the old devil doctor is half the man you say, he should jump right up and dance now with only one cross to hold him down, huh? Edith! What's the matter?
This slab just moved.
What do you mean it moved?
I felt it under my hand.
Quit your quitting.
I'm not.
Well, feel the edges of the slab and see.
What about them? Lord, I see what you mean.
Feel here, Mr. Douglas. Now your hand is safe beside the one remaining cross.
Oh, that's funny.
Yes, it is.
None of you are chump enough to think this slab has risen since we pulled the crosses off, do you?
I felt it move.
It's your imagination. It's probably always been like this. Come on!
It couldn't have been, sir. If it hadn't been raised like this before, its sharp edge would have caught the cleats in that piano case.
Mr. Douglas, you may think me a credulous old fool, but I beg you have those crosses found and replaced immediately. Then have this vault resealed and sanctified. I will do nothing of the kind, sir.
Dad, they're once in your life. Give it to someone else. When we first entered this vault, I found the story of the devil doctor as fantastic as you still do. But since you moved that case,
There is something awful here which is making me afraid.
There is an unseen presence here. Can you not sense it, Mr. Douglas? No. Then when I prove all this is bunk, you won't sense it either. Wait until I find a tool of some kind. This loose board might do.
What are you going to do with that board?
Alright, I'm gonna bring you to your senses and smash a crazy old legend. That's what I'm going to do. No. He means to break the final seal's cross. No, you mustn't. Someone has to stop him.
No!
I thought a good solid whack ought to do it.
You've broken the crucifix.
The tomb is no longer sealed. And not a thing has happened. You see, you thought that slab would fly open and hit the ceiling, I suppose, and that the old gentleman below it would appear in a burst of flames. Well, I told you I would bring change round here. By the way, you'll have to change a good story now, because the crucifix is broken and not a single thing has happened, you superstitious old freak.
What's that?
What's what?
Someone is laughing from this vault.
No. That sound is coming from underneath.
The slab. One side is slowly rising. Something is pushing it up.
A skeleton wrapped in crumbling shrouds. It's rising from the tomb.
Run, Edith, run!
Yes! Yes!
To the stairs. Go to the stairs. God forgive me. What have I done? What have I done?
Edith, darling, you must pull yourself together. We're safe now. Safe!
Yes, that cellar door is locked and barred, and we're double locked inside this room. If we did see a thing which all common sense denies, it can't give us here. Don't you doubt the evidence of your own eyes.
And do we think your locked doors will stop that spiteful thing from going where it wishes? That hideous nightmare you delivered from its tomb?
That's all it was. It was a nightmare. That couldn't have been real. It's too impossible. So one might say who, for the first time, saw a boa constrictor. Boa constrictor, that's a natural thing. Whatever it is, it's natural. We know this thing exists.
I can still see the awful horror of its fleshless bones, its crumbling shrouds.
Oh, Edith, darling.
I still hear its rifle laughter, smell its sickening odor of decay and moldy death.
Edith, you've got to snap out of it.
If you'd have only let us leave this house as the servants did.
I didn't ask any of you to stay here. I said that I wouldn't run away like a panic-stricken fool is what I said.
You knew we wouldn't go and leave you here alone. And now night has come, and darkness.
Listen, we've got to look at this like sensible human beings instead of like superstitious children. Oh, so you said when you broke that crucifix upon the tomb.
You can't deny the evidence of all our senses.
No, but I can find the explanation to the way that they were tricked into our believing them. What do you mean, sir? When I heard Edith telling you this afternoon that folks around here resented us living up in this old house, I think she called the truth on everything that's happened. We're not wanted here. Someone conceived the bright idea of trying to scare us away. Mr. Douglas, and you, Roberts, you were party to the plan all along. Aye, sir.
Father?
He came here with his talk of the devil doctor, didn't he? Devil doctor, didn't he? He showed up that picture and told us about the vault and got us so steamed up we went down to see that tomb, didn't we? You seriously believe all this, sir? No, it's not true, yes.
Mr.
Yes, it is.
Roberts is a clergyman.
Which makes his skullduggery 10 times worse.
By Jove, I believe you're right, sir.
You're mad, sir. No, the vault was dark. We could see objects and nothing more, and a man was concealed in that tomb. Nothing more. It was his laughter we heard, human laughter. The slab was so prepared that he could lift it from below, then dressed in one of those skeleton suits that he appeared to scare the living daylights out of each of us. You forget, sir, that it was you who opened the vault. You who broke the seals upon that tomb. Details. If I hadn't had played into your hands, you'd have found another way, Roberts. Miss Douglas, you don't believe...
Yes, I agree with Dad and Stanley and Mr. Roberts.
How could you do such an awful thing to us?
On my solemn word of honor, I swear you are mistaken. You've done enough, Buster. Don't make it worse than lies. Mr. Roberts, go tell the others who don't want John Douglas as a neighbor that he don't scare us easily.
Stanley, Dad.
Now it's in the hole. It's outside this very room. Yes, the laugh who doesn't know his little farce has been played out till the end. But he'll soon know. Don't open the doorway. No, don't go near it. Come on, Stan. Let's find this laughing skeleton, shall we?
Don't go out there.
Stan, turn on the hall lights so we don't slip by us in the dark. Gentlemen, I beg of you. Oh, shut up. Stan, which way do you think that laughter went, anyway?
That way, towards the drawing room.
Come on, let's see.
Dad, Stanley, wait. Look, that cellar door. Still locked and bolted as we left it.
All right, so Laughing Skeleton came up some other way, perhaps. There is no other way out of the cellar. You can't see no normal creature has entered through that doorway.
Yes, we heard it laugh from where we're standing now.
That doesn't mean a thing. Come on, let's get out of
Wait,
here.
sir, perhaps my imagination is playing me tricks, but there's a peculiar odor in this hall.
I smell it too. It's an odor of decay and mold.
It's death. By everything that's holy, I beg you, let's leave this house.
Dad, look there.
Lord, upon this floor,
A trail of mold.
Oh, a piece of cloth.
it's a fragment of the shroud that figure wore.
Look, as I touch it, it crumbles into dust. It's all a trick. Come on, everyone. Tricks don't fool me any longer.
That laugh again.
It is in the drawing room.
Where the devil doctor's portrait hangeth. What are you talking about? I told you the legend of the picture, remember?
The laugh has changed. It's become stronger, almost human.
It's almost together human. Human enough to be punched in the jaw, I tell you. Everyone, why don't you believe me?
After him. No, don't let him go into that room alone.
He is playing with fire. Fire that will consume us all.
He disappeared through that dark doorway.
Mr.
Quick!
Douglas, Mr. Douglas, where are you going?
That panel.
It's opened as I feared. But the portrait is there. Oh, thank heavens, the portrait remains. Well, what did you expect, to find the portrait gone?
It's changed. Those eyes we thought so dead this afternoon now shine with life.
They look alive.
Oh, well, that's another trick. No, Lord help us. The devil doctor lives. That laughter is that laughter coming from the picture? That portrait stepping out from its frame. The lights. Who put out the lights?
Light. Light. For heaven's sake, light.
Edith,
light.
where are you? I
Please.
can't see a
I
thing
just-
in this darkness.
Oh!
Edith, no!
Edith! They're going towards the cellar door.
That leads to the vaults below, to the room of the devil's mass. Which way is it, Stan? Which way? Where's the vault?
I'm as completely lost as you are. Old Roberts was right. Oh, we should have waited for a lantern before coming down in the cellar.
That would have taken too much time. The devil has my Edith. Oh, God forgive me. God forgive me. Mr. Douglas, what is it, Roberts?
He's brought a lantern.
Yeah, over to him quickly. Oh, all right, thank you, Roberts, thank you.
You still think he tricked us?
No, not anymore. No trick could have brought that creature from the frame the way that we saw that happen. It must be some sort of magic. Roberts, quick, lead us to the vault. It's at the far end, sir. This old lantern doesn't give much light, but it was all that I could find under the circumstances. It's fine, it's enough. Just let's hurry. You've heard nothing further since last we spoke? No, the laughter stopped, and so have Edith's cries.
She's fainted, I suppose.
My daughter, oh God, forgive me. Oh, here, up ahead, here's the vault.
The door's closed.
All right, I'll soon find some way. It's barred on the inside. Would you help me stand the other side there?
Yeah.
No, that door is solid oak. It's sheathed in iron. You'll never be able to break it that way. It has to move. I can't even get it to budge. What are we going to do,
A
Stanley?
heavy beam lying over there.
Yes, we'll use it as a battering ram. Oh, wait, actually, listen, you shouldn't...
A voice inside, chanting something in Latin.
Oh, yes, that must be the Black Mass. The Black Mass is occurring right now. Yes, in honor of Lucifer, the devil. You know, the devil doctor is about to offer up his sacrifice.
Edith!
Yes, right now. My girl, you've got to break down that door quickly, quick as you can. Yes, well, you've got to do it, Stan. You've got to get the battering ram with everything.
Everything we've
Here
got.
we are, and...
It doesn't even give.
Again! Oh, what is the devil saying? His monstrous ritual is near the time of offering.
The ram, the ram.
All right, the ram. The door won't even budge.
When it does, how are we going to stop that thing inside? A thing that's neither of the living nor the dead.
In faith, there is a way. Break down the door, firstly. Father must help thy being strong and give thy servant faith and help banish fear. That's how. All right, I'll give that some time.
The voice inside's mounting.
Yes, it's awful prayer to evil. Break the door, or we should be too late. Father, give thy servants faith and help him banish fear once and for all. We've got to break the door down, Stan. We've got to do it now.
It gave then. It splintered.
Again, with all you've got. We've crashed it. Come on. Oh, Edith, we've arrived.
Help! Oh, help!
She's alive. She's lying on that slab up there.
The devil holds a knife above her breasts.
You said you had a way to stop him, Roberts. By the power of the cross, the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost, I bid you.
He only laughs.
He holds that knife upon my daughter. The fear is stronger than my faith. Oh, Father, help me! Help me!
Help! He's going to strike!
No! No! Not my child. No, not my child.
He's covered up her body with his own.
No! The knife is buried in his back. Oh, my daughter.
The devil doctor. He raises the knife again.
By the Father's love has shown my faith the way to banish fear. In the name of the one God, I bid you say once have been called, Desagaract, to the hell from whence thou came.
He retreats.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. We are safe. We are safe from the devil doctor. He is being engulfed by fire.
But not yet safe from the fire ourselves.
Let the fire consume him, oh utterly, oh Lord.
Thank God the door at last. Come on, Mr. Douglas. Just a little effort, that's it.
Shut the door, for God's sake. His cries are curdling my blood. Thank God this is over.
Daddy? Daddy, you...
No, I'm not a corpse yet. But then I was born lucky. Reckon my idea of change has worked after all. Your craving for change awakened the almost unchangeable. But it has been the means of removing the baneful and evil spirits of hell, which for so long have menaced my house, so... Thank you for that. It's over.
Meow. And so, Satan, we almost bring our story to an end. Now we'll go find ourselves a nice graveyard and the inspiration for another pretty bedtime yarn to spin these folks next time. Meow.
Happy Halloween from the BBTBC. That is a good night from me.
And that's a good night from me.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
So what are you even dressed as? At least I did hobo chic. What? I don't want to talk
No,
about
I
it.
have it in my locker.
I guess that's it.